The first Roanoke Island colony was established in 1585. It was sponsored by the renowned explorer and polymath Sir Walter Raleigh, at the behest of Queen Elizabeth, who hoped the settlement would yield gold, silver, and other riches that could be brought back to England. Ralph Lane, governor of the colony, called the island, situated just off the coast of what is now North Carolina, the goodliest and most pleasing territory of the world. The first group of 108 colonists built a fort and cabins, but after 11 months, they were forced to return to England, owing to scarce food and deteriorating relations with the American Indians in the area. In fact, the party left so quickly that 3 men who had left the camp on an expedition were left behind. What became of this unfortunate trio remains a mystery. Shortly after the colonists abandoned Roanoke Island, the sea captain Sir Richard Grenville arrived. Discovering the deserted settlement, he left behind some men and enough supplies for 2 years. These men also vanished. 2 years later, in July 1587, a second group of settlers, including 90 men, 17 women, and 11 children, was dispatched to found a permanent settlement in the New World. Sir Walter Raleigh had bankrolled a settlement for the shores of Chesapeake Bay. However, the captain dumped the colony at Roanoke Island instead. Some historians have speculated that the navigator, Simon Fernandez, wanted to drop the settlers off as quickly as possible so that he could return to sea to attack Spanish ships that were sailing up the coast, loaded with valuable cargo from Spain's South American colonies. The settlers were led by John White, who was an artist and not an explorer. He brought along with him his pregnant daughter, Eleanor, and her husband, Ananias Dare. Eleanor gave birth to a daughter, Virginia, the first English child born in the New World, on the 18th of August. Despite, or because of, the fact that virtually nothing is known about her, Virginia Dare's name has echoed through the centuries, with speculations concerning her mysterious fate sparking controversy. She became a symbol of innocence and purity, a legendary heroine of tales celebrating the first white settlers' pioneering spirit. Her name was used to advertise all sorts of goods, and numerous places in North Carolina were named after her. To American Indians and African Americans, the name Virginia Dare would come to have a very different significance. It would become a potent symbol of white supremacy by Anglo-Americans seeking to reaffirm their racial dominance. Soon after Virginia's birth, White left the settlers on Roanoke Island while he sailed back to England for more supplies. He had anticipated the round trip to take months. Delayed by war between England and Spain, however, he did not return until 1590. When he finally landed on Roanoke, he discovered that the entire colony had vanished. His account of what he found there was published in 1600 by Richard Hakluyt in Principal Navigations, Voyages and Discoveries of the English Nation. White recorded that there was no sign of a struggle or battle. In fact, there was little evidence of the settlement site at all, except for a few cannonballs and a log stockade that had enclosed the colonists' dwellings. There were intriguing clues, potentially hinting at their whereabouts, notably the word Croatoan carved into a post and crow carved into a tree. Before White had left for England, the majority of the Roanoke colony had been planning to move 50 miles into the Main, referring to the mainland. Presuming that they had joined the friendly Croatan tribe that lived on Croatoan Island, White planned to sail there next day. However, a storm blew White and his fleet out to sea. The weather damaged White's ship, forcing the crew to abort the search and sail back to England, never to return. White took solace in the apparent message that was carved into the post. I greatly joyed that I'd found a certain token of their being at Croatoan where Manteo was born.